Okay, so it's Saturday, so we can keep going. I don't have to run off to my 12 o'clock weekday meeting, but I've got chores to do, and when my wife gets home, she's going to want me to get going on it because we've got something we got to do today that's important for the yard cleanup effort. So we've got the new banners here, and I'm going to keep the old banners there. So it's Caged, Caged, Caged. This is just two instances of Caged across the whole fretboard. We have the 10-string pattern stack, which helped us develop not only the cages themselves, okay, like the C cage here, but also the definition of the string shapes. So in the C cage here, we have 3, 4, 5 on the bottom with that C labeled there, 3, 4, 5 on the bottom like that, and that becomes the C, the C shape, the C string shape rather. So that's, but then we can take that same string shape and play it from anywhere, and this is where we get into down here, which is start a new shape. So let's say we have the C shape here, all right, which is 3, 4, 5. It can be played from any string, as you can see. Over here we have 3, 4, 5 on the second string. We have 3, 4, 5 on the third string over here. We have, but where would you find that? How could you find that? That's kind of like going like this on the piano. Oh, there it is, way up there. Well, kind of on the guitar, you have to, that's kind of an advanced topic, but we can work our way up there. And usually musicians play their way up there, but you'll see people doing this low and high stuff, anyway, which is nice if you know exactly where they are. That's an advanced topic, but we can work our way up there. So we've got the string shapes anywhere, and that gives us freedom. Those little string shapes are anywhere on the keyboard. So that's why we would want to start from one of those string shapes and then move to the right, to the left, up or down from there. This is the original start a new shape pattern board. The low string being the low E string. It says all fifths except augmented fifth, E going to C when you go down, and all fourths. In this particular drawing, fourths are going up. So if you start a C shape from the second string, it becomes an E shape. If you start a C shape from the third string, it becomes an A shape. Let's do that. So we know that, I'll just remove the capo so we have freedom in the fretboard. So we know that the C shape is 3, 4, 5, like that, starting on the E note. So here's an E note starting on the third string, 3, 4, 5 right there. If I just play that C shape from that third string, okay, right there, there's your S2L from the bottom on the C shape, then I have to warp up. I can tell you right there, it warped right into an A shape. So that's how that works. And this diagram, I used to call it the magic fret, which is over here. And again, this is the same thing. Going up, you go in fourths. Going down, you go in fifths. Now that's the old way of doing things with that magic fret there, which is the magic fret is the sixth, the fret that's on the sixth of the major root key. So the magic fret that goes A, D, G, C, E, A, that's not your tuning fret. The tuning fret would be E, A, D, G, B, and E. This is the magic fret. This is the sixth of the key of C. So the regular tuning fret is the magic fret for the key of G. If you ever wanted to know what you're playing when you go like this, you're playing actually in the key of G. You're kind of playing a minor 6, an Aeolian 6 in the key of G. So that's the tuning fret. This is the magic fret. But this is backwards, believe it or not. It's backwards from what we're going to be using for the most part, which is the fretboard overview map. Okay, if the tuning shapes and things, if the tuning string shapes were like 3, 4, 5, like the C here, this C would be like a town on a map, where the big C would be like a county in the map. So when we zoom out, this is what we get. Okay, and they're just made different sizes so we can see that we can go from C to G in the fifths. So it says right here, string shaped fifths. This is going to the right or the left. So you're going to the right, you're going in fifths. Fifth of C is G, fifth of G is D. Going to the left, you're going in fourths. Fourth of D is G, fourth of G is C. Now this fifths and fourths here is opposite of this guy over here, which is start string from any shape. Okay, when we're going up in the shapes, in the string shapes, we're going up in fifths. Fifth of C is G, fifth of G is D, fifth of D is A, fifth of A is E, and then the augmented fifth. So it says up here with the fifths, except E goes to C, not to B. So we have the best fit back into the caged letters. In the fourths, we go C goes to E, not F. So except we go in fourths down, going in fourths down in string shapes, except C goes to E, not F. So best fit back into the caged word. So that's, now the string circle is interesting. If you want to learn how to go in fifths, you just spell the word caged, and we'll just look at the caged circle for a second up here. Okay, so the caged circle is C-A-G-E-D. If we skip every other letter in caged, we're going in fifths. So fifth of C is G, fifth of G is D, fifth of D is A, fifth of A is E. And then the augmented fifth, the fifth of E is B, but we go back to C to keep it, to fit it to the word caged. In fourths, we skip a letter going counterclockwise, so fourth of C is F, but we go back to the E shape. It's a diminished fourth, so we stay in the word caged. The fourth of E is A, skip the G. The fourth of A is D, skip the C. The fourth of D is G, skip the E. The fourth of G is C, skip the A. That's an easy way to go in fourth or in fifth using the caged word. Okay? Of course, when we're going in fourth, we're not doing the word caged. We're going in an ascending pentatonic scale. C, D, E, G, A. C, D, E, G, A, C. Okay? So that's how to do fourths and fifths. And then with the string circle, it's very important to know that on the actual fretboard, we go up in fifths in string shapes. So it's C to G to D to A. And then here the warp doesn't seem to really affect us that much, does it? Okay, so, but over here, look at how they all line up right over here. Fifth of D is A, fifth of A is E, fifth of E is B, but we take the C, fifth of C is G, and fifth of G is D. So they're pretty much, you work your way up the fretboard. Okay, A is not going to go to G, it's, you know, unless you're going to want to go over in caged at that point instead of in fifths. So just work your way up the fretboard. The tuning warp, bringing the C and the E over one fret, shouldn't really affect, it doesn't affect the string shapes. So that's how that works. So it's up in fifths and down in fourths. The fourth of C is F, but it's diminished fourth to E, staying caged. The fourth of E is A, fourth of A is D, fourth of D is G, and the fourth of G is C.